certain Big 12 schools are trying to blow up their own rivalry traditions, which seems pretty insane, but it is happening per multiple reports, okay? Everybody just watched Farmageddon to start the season, and yes, emphasis on calling it Farmageddon, K-State and Iowa State. A lot of things to notice in that game. You had a sloppy field, sloppy start, some turnovers, but then big plays, a great finish, some clutch plays being made by everybody. A lot to take note of, a lot to have an interest in. I don't know if many people noticed this. I didn't, actually, as the broadcast was going on. I did not notice this until it obviously gets brought up later in the week here. I did not notice that it was not called Farmageddon on the broadcast at all. They did not mention Farmageddon once. I saw some people tossing around like when Fox had the game a couple of years ago in 2023, which was the Snowmageddon game. They had like a whole graphic package where it was the two tractors coming and like hitting each other and exploding like a big old Farmageddon. They made a nice, funny production out of it, which I quite enjoy. None of that from ESPN this time around. Okay. Now, this game has been happening since 1917, K-State and Iowa State. That's why you got people really fired up about how this, at least as of right now, is scheduled to not happen in 2027 because the Big 12 did not make it a protected rivalry. Little history lesson here. 1917, that game was played all the way up until 2009, and it was not really considered a rivalry. It was a regional team that K-State played all the time. And then it really exploded about the time people started calling it Farmageddon in 2009. They moved the game to Arrowhead for a couple of years. K-State and Iowa State played at Arrowhead in 2009 and 2010. And at that point, Farmageddon started being used as the name for it. Someone can remind me maybe in the chat. I don't remember the specific story of who had it first and who first came up with that. But that was when it really caught on, is when people were kind of looking for like a name for it when it was at Arrowhead. Then the teams started to really hate each other. The fan bases started to really hate each other because there were close games every year. And the teams were starting to they were good on both sides. Iowa State got a lot better. You had these close games, fan bases like really digging in and trying to tweak the other. It was really kind of like a you-know-what measuring contest where K-State had been the enforcer for a long time because Bill Snyder just never lost to Iowa State. Now here comes Matt Campbell. Pretty good program. Iowa State wants to measure up to K-State, and then at a certain point, they've obviously now passed K-State by winning 5 of the last 6. But it all developed under this name Farmageddon, which predated when it really blew up, but it was a big part of it blowing up. Okay, I'm giving you this backstory to tell you it's a great thing. It's a really cool game. You should want that for your league. You should want that for college football, to have rivalries like this and cool names like this. But Reece Davis says that the Big 12 is actually trying to shut this down, okay? So Reece Davis gave the backstory on why you didn't hear it mentioned and called Farmageddon on ESPN on Saturday. So, take a listen to this.
Got a directive that the powers that be, I guess for the institutions and perhaps from the conference, they weren't big fans of that moniker of Farmageddon. And I don't really understand why, because when something that's not a rivalry historically that's at the forefront of the college football consciousness, and you have a really cool name like that, it's not meant in a derisive way. It's a fun way, because you just mentioned that's in their DNA. It's part of their charter. It's what and they've done wonderful and magnificent things in that field, and it becomes a fun way to identify the game. And, hopefully people won't send emails like that anymore and take away things that make it memorable.
Boy, pretty strong stuff there from Reece Davis. It was then followed up by Josh Pate, who gave a little bit more detail and said it was not coming from the Big 12. This was not like a league office thing, that it was coming from administrative types at one or both of the schools. Now, since then, there's been kind of a scramble. Like a K-State beat reporter got a statement from K-State saying, like, hey, it wasn't us. Chris Williams, one of the bigger Iowa State guys out there, Cyclone Fanatic, I saw that he had said, hey, Iowa State kind of told me, like, this wasn't us. I know Iowa State fans sure seem to be convinced online today that like Jamie Pollard, their athletic director, was a big part of this and kind of going after him. So I don't really know what to think. College football season is here, guys, and that means we all need to find good deals on tickets, all right? And the best place to do that is SeatGeek. Have to give a huge shout out to SeatGeek, the sponsor of today's video. With over 28 million downloads, SeatGeek is the #1 rated ticketing app. There are over 70,000 events listed on SeatGeek. So obviously, college football is covered, but if you're a music guy like me, it's perfect for concerts. I'm buying a ton of concert tickets this fall. And I tell you what, I have my eye on those Holy War tickets for BYU and Utah coming up as well. And man, all you got to do is open up the app. It's perfect. You can go check what's going on here, find the green dots in the seat. That means they're good deals. Red dots, maybe not so much, but SeatGeek will help you find the best deals on seats depending on where it is that you are trying to sit. They're each rated on a scale of 1 to 10. Every ticket is backed by their buyer guarantee. And you guys know I'm here for you. I've got a code for you. Code Kurtz gets you $20 off your tickets. Again, that's code Kurtz for $20 off tickets at SeatGeek. $20 off your first purchase with promo code Kurtz. Make sure you just click the link in the description to download the app and have that code on hand and ready to go. Guys, I'm here to help you out. I've got your back. Hit up my friends at SeatGeek. As far as where exactly this is coming from, other than to say, I don't know, it sort of screams like university president to me. Now, I don't know if that's fair at all of me to say, but what I picture is Old School is one of my favorite movies, right? Jeremy Piven, who is playing the dean in Old School, kind of this like pencil pushing, got his glasses and like nerdy sort of guy, like by the book, by the rules that everybody thinks is lame. I mean, like that's sort of who I picture being somebody that would not like this name and not want this to be used and stick. Like, what are you doing? You have something that magically became very marketable. Like, I got news for you. I'm a K-State grad. I love K-State to the core. I want K-State and Iowa State to be a game that people care about. Nationally, you have to fight like hell to get people to care about that game at all. You're in an SEC and Big Ten world, and like K-State and Iowa State are not historically bringing the juice to get people fired up about that. But when you call the game Farmageddon and it's caught on and it's become kind of like a fun colloquial college football thing, that generates more interest. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? You need to do all your branding to the max as much as you can right now. You just took the game to Ireland to try and maximize what you could get out of it. And a big part of the reason that you did this game is because you knew, hey, people kind of know this rivalry now. Farmageddon, people know this. Lean into it. I truly don't. I saw some questions in the chat like, who, like, why? Why is this an issue? I mean, I truly don't know, other than I guess the assumption would be that you don't like the farm piece of it. Like, if you don't want the university to be associated with farming, but they're both ag schools. So like, you're going to just run from like what you can't run from what you are. I mean, you are what you are. And look, when I went to K-State, I was the kid from Johnson County, affluent part of Kansas City. And I get to K-State and they're kids from like Western Kansas who are like the ag types, like farmers. And I was kind of like, oh, like you would be the guy that would like look down on the farming thing or whatever. And here I am saying, embrace the farm. It's fun. It's what you are. It's college football, man. Like, dude, the Iron Bowl, the Egg Bowl, the game, like Bedlam, the Holy War, like these make college football great. That is why this sport is better than the NFL. No, but I mean, there are great rivalries as opposed in the NFL, but like, is there a cool name for Cowboys Redskin? Oh boy, just a Redskin. Boy, what am I doing? Is there a cool name for Dallas, Washington? Is there a cool name for Green Bay, Minnesota? Like, no, there's not. There's not, because it's not college football. That's one of the edges that you have on the NFL, and everything is going so like corporatized, NFL light, that sort of direction. So why would you send yourself that way too, man? It's horrible. I just don't understand. And again, it just screams university president type behavior. I have no inside information on that. I want to make that very clear. I have no inside information on that. But that's the type of thing that I would imagine would be involved here. The type of figure would be involved here if somebody is legitimately going to try and put the. Because I can't imagine. I saw some of the Iowa State fans upset at Jamie Pollard, and I know they've been upset with him over like beer sales in the stadium. They understand that he gets the big picture stuff really right, and he's been a tremendous athletic director there, but they have their issues. So I know there's almost a predisposition on something like this for them to go after Jamie Pollard a little bit, but like, I don't know, man. Like Jamie Pollard, I feel like is smart enough to realize he has to be. I give him enough credit in my mind to be like, he has to be smart enough to realize that that is something you should absolutely lead into. And like, what would be the problem? I had a hard time thinking, man, Jamie Pollard would really be someone who would like shut this down. I don't know. Now I see Daniel saying, hey, it's a bummer Farmageddon is going away. I don't know that it's for sure going away. I mean, first of all, they can't stop you from saying it. So you can put it in the chat. I can say it here on this mic, Farmageddon, 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 Farmageddon. Nobody jumped out of a mirror to come talk to me after that. But we can all continue to say it and people will. So that's the other part of this. And this happens a lot of time when you get to sort of like lame university president sort of thing, trying to stop something that people think are cool. Like they think that they can really stop it, but they can't. And then you just wind up looking stupid while you get railroaded and trucked by everybody still using it anyway. So I don't think it's going to legitimately really affect a lot of change here. And you're just kind of making yourself look silly. I truly, I don't get it, man. I really don't get it. And the biggest thing that I will warn you about this, Josh Pate said other rivalries in the Big 12, other rivalry names in the Big 12 could be on the chopping block too. That was a very ominous line that he dropped there. And I'm just here to tell you, I think the most obvious of those that you would think, I mean, I guess, could somebody find this something they wouldn't want to be associated with here? I would have to think it's the Holy War. I mean, again, no inside info. That's just me speculating based on what I heard him say, but you would think it's the Holy War. And I swear, man, if you're trying to go after the Holy War, like, dude, come on. I mean, yeah, Civil War, exactly. They try and change it. What did they change? They change it to, what did they change it to? Let's talk like a platypus or something there for a minute. Because to me, it is the Civil War. Like Oregon State is the Civil War. And like, it's a college football game. Nobody is mistaking that with some statement about society right now. I don't understand why the Civil War thing had to change. I would lump all of this right in there with it. And it's just, we're losing so much tradition, like by the day in college athletics because of realignment, because of TV and the money and, private equity maybe coming into the sport here at some point in full force. You're losing so much of the tradition and the stuff that makes this sport the best thing on earth. The goofiness, the zaniness, Elijah Moore from Ole Miss lifting his leg to pee like a dog in the end zone in the Egg Bowl. That is college football, man. Stop taking this stuff away. Stop it.